global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings today. Southeast has been facing serious insecurity issues, and the Imo State and Anambra State seem to be the focal point for UGM's operations. It looks like more voices, more groups, both in Nigeria and diaspora, are beginning to speak up. In a moment, we're going to find out how the days or the events that will unfold in days to come may affect Southeast, UGM, and those agitating for Biafra in general. Before we go into the news proper, like you subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. This is coming from sons and daughters living in diaspora and some living in Nigeria but outside the southeastern state, as they write to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the president, the governors, as the case may be, and to whom it may concern in general. Well, this is what they said. Orsu Angels of Death, codenamed UMU OMA, a call for sustained military presence in Uzodinma and the entire Orsu local government area, LGA. In the early days, when one criminal element from Ebenetor in Orsu local government area imported his cult of ritualists in the guise of Eastern Security Network KSN into our local government area and publicly pronounced them as Biafran Resistance Movement BRM. Many Orsu citizens and indeed the unsuspecting public did not know the level of demonic, evil and satanic impact his movement would make on the life of otherwise peace-loving people of Orsu communities. For a people predominantly Christians and Catholic who worship the Almighty God in heaven, the resistance to this cult of murderers, kidnappers, robbers, cannibals, extortionists, and attorneys was not pronounced, and hence this cultist orchestration blossomed into a full-blown commercial enterprise of blood and sorrow through bloodletting, intimidation, and outright horror and brutality, which was unleashed on the innocent and defenseless Orsu people. The world watched as the entire local government fall into the hands and the control of these vampires of blood. Let's continue. The photos and sites of some of these criminal groups when they were busted by security agencies in the public domain. The local government council and workers have since been sacked, and for almost a year now, the council is closed down as the chairman and the councillors have been sent into exile by these merchants of death. Just the other day, the entire structures in the local government council were burnt down and the gates repainted in representation of Ipob colors. So far, the victims include the Attorney General of Imo State, whose beautiful country home in Uzodinma was reduced to ashes by a team of 15 armed men led by this criminal element on the 16th day of June 2021, an operation in which they also burnt down the private residence of Honorable Nnamdi, the member representing Orsu State constituency in the Imo State House of Assembly. They also brought down one Mr. Ugochukwu Olebo, the APC publicity secretary in Orsu, and after doing all sorts, the security guard at the honorable member's house also went down, leaving their bodies on there. So much went down. The houses of three of Orsu's kinsmen, Chief Cliff Mazi, and the president of Amebu community, whose houses were burnt down the same night. Since that 16th of June 2021 till date, Orsu has witnessed chains of death and chronicles of all manner. This open parade of these guys, and nicknamed UMU OMA, otherwise fine boys, have turned Orsu into an empire of evil where indigents and youth are recruited and forced under pain of death to practice all sorts. To survive and live in Orsu is to be initiated into this cult of terrible guys. Hence, only the initiates are free. All who refuse the initiation are either killed or driven away for fear of their dear lives. Despite these atrocities, the criminals remain unapprehended while luring Orsu youth into their cult of death. Today, returning home to Orsu local government area is a high challenge as you have to pay heavily to see criminals to enter your home. My God. To bury your dead, you must deposit a sum ranging from 200,000 naira to 1 million naira depending on the weight of the person to be buried. My God. The roll call of persons sent to their untimely death and also at the hand of this merchant of death and their villages are as follows. Amaruru, Mr. Nnamdi. I take that again. Mr. Nnamdi Bomb, Friday Osisuru, Benji Ezenwabuchi, Igwe Dollar, Christ Holy, Church Pastor Nnamdi Wanyi, Orsu Ihitiokwa, Engineer Sunday. That's the location now is Orsu Ihitiokwa. The first one is Amaruru. Now in Orsu Ihitiokwa we have Engineer Sunday Omobi, Humphrey Ukachukwu, Ekene Oloha, Ugochukwu Ezubua, Unumajuru Omekego, Monday Igboayaka, Dome Nwobi, Chidi Oboka, driver and conductor of vehicle loaded with foam brought down and burnt at Orsu Ihitiokwa. Then Ihitiansa, Mr. Udochukwu Ezihide, Chuk Sokoro, Sunday mechanic, Nansa man with crutches. Then Ebenator, there is also Mr. Ugonna, Akweke Dasuludo, Mr. Ugochukwu Olebu, Chief Ronald Olasikwe, Richard Nwobi, Mrs. Louisa Nwobi, Dr. Ugoeze Ngozu Umosu, wife of the late Eze Chief Umosu of Amebe Ebenator, Mr. Ebuka Oburuchukwu, Mr. Okechukwu Ezunobi, Mrs. Mercy Edumano. Then in Umuhu Okabia, there's Ezeoma Okoro and his son. Then Okuititi, there's Chidebube Umanike Innocent Ezeku Maduka Chisom, that's Akaocha, driver of Dangote and his conductor UC King Bossa, and Remigius Okonkwo, both severely burnt. 3 other unknown people. Then in Okwa Marihe, Honorable Patrick Udenwoke, Councillor representing Okwa Marihe Ward 1, security man of Honorable Ekene Ndodumili, house member. Then Ezianwa, there's Mr. Chukwemeka Okechukwu Eko for short, Mrs. Okechukwu Afam Okonkwo, Mr. Olokwo, Mr. Nnamdi Okafor Joe, Honorable O.O. Odikesimi, Friday Ekpere, and more others. But the executive governor of Imo State, conscious of his constitutional responsibility to defend the lives and properties of his citizens, did appeal to the military authorities for the stationing of a military post at Awon Dimili to stop these horrible orchestrations of evil. This was after the entire local government headquarters was burnt down. Some citizens who had remained silent and the sponsors of this evil act, ostensibly for commercial and political interests, have started a vicious campaign against the military presence, especially the narrative on the picture of a dead teenager who died from the stray issue of this UMU OMA untrained UGM attack on the security forces, maliciously ascribed this to Governor and Honorable Attorney General, Commissioner for Justice, Chief COC Akolisa. The truth is that Orsu is tired of the activities of these guys, and they are pleading with the army to flush them out of Orsu. The sacrifices, the inconveniences we make today for the future of Orsu is better than the experiences under the UMU OMA banner of blood. We sincerely appeal to Mr. President, our Governor Hope Uzodinma, and military authorities not to succumb to the blackmail of these agents of death and their sponsors to withdraw army from Orsu, but sincerely request you extend the stay of the security forces in Orsu by making it permanent. We need the security presence to deal with the insecurity situation in Orsu, as any person opposing the military presence in Awo, Idemili, and Orsu is either one of them or one of the sponsors. Orsu people desire to be liberated from the hands of these guys. The destruction and burning down of Attorney General's personal house and their Akolisa family compound, the burning down of the house of the honorable member, and the and the continuous rendering of many also citizens homeless, which has attracted the attention of the state and federal security agencies, must be condemned by all well-meaning Nigerians. Also cannot continue to live in fear. Those commercializing and criminalizing the Biafran struggle are enemies of Nnamdi Kanu. Long live Orsu local government area, long live Imo State, long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria, signed by concerned Orsu professional, High Chief Dr. Obidiwu Gabriel, Eze Ikpokworotu of Awondimili clan head of Mbananto Kingdom, Okpara Orsu local government area, Professor Barrister Nana Diala, international representative and head of the Human Rights Group, United States of America. This is coming all the way from America, and they're saying one thing, that they want the military presence to still continue in Orsu local government. Well, several times IPB spokesperson have said they're another one. Then again, who are those responsible for so much mayhem going on